Esteemed colleagues, we continue our working day. Vadim Skibitsky, the representative of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Chief Intelligence Department. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be talking about the development of the situation on the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine in the period from the 15th to 21st of June. The situation in the zone of ATO is still complicated. There is a tension along the whole contact line because of increase of provocation actions of Russian occupation forces. The enemy is organizing rotation of the units and is improving the fortification equipment of the positions. There are attempts continuing to push out anti-terrorist operation forces from Avdiivka, Marinka, Novotroitsky, Pavlopol. Besides, the enemy is now more actively conducting reconnaissance using drones and units of radio electronic reconnaissance. This week, the Commission of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Russia inspects the 1st and 2nd Army Corps, which are located on temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine. Also, they are accumulating equipment, military equipment, ammunition, weapons, fuels, and lubricants delivered from the territory of Russia. During the week, the reconnaissance bodies of Ukraine identified the increase of the cases in the number of cases of violation of Minsk agreements. During the week, 71 fact of violations was registered. In 15-kilometer zone, there were 88 tanks near Горлівка, Donetsk, Kremenets, Lugansk, Makiyivka, Nizhny Lozove, Novogregorivka, Первомайsk, Sofiyivka, Yasinuvata. In 25-kilometer zone, 28 facts, and there were 87 units of artillery systems discovered. There's still there are the systems of salvo fire accumulated along the contact zone, and that is 2 times more than last week. Besides these facts of the salvo fire systems being there, which was detected by space images near Anthracite Makivka Musinsk. Such systems were found near Zovgorivka, Donetsk, Dzержинsk, Nakieva, Kremenets, Nizhny Lozove, Nizhny Biryuki, Первомайsk, Starobesheva, Stakhanov, Centralna Yasinuvata. All this information was given to the special OSCE mission. The Russia continues to supply armaments and military equipment to the territory of Ukraine. Within a week, there were not less than 2,000 tons of fuel and more than 240 tons of ammunition, 3 tanks, 4 armored vehicles delivered to the territory of Ukraine. We notice that there is still high average intensity of provocation shellings by enemy at Ukrainian positions. The total, there were 262 shellings registered during the week. The reconnaissance continues to be very active in order to identify the objects, the targets in the rear of our troops. During the week, there were 25 flights of drones registered. Besides, the drones are used to adjust the fire of artillery at Novodarsky, Donetsk, Volnovasky, and Mariupolsky directions. I would like to mention that the leadership of the units of drones is exercised by the staff officers of armed forces of Russian Federation. It was identified that one of the commanders of the platoons of drones which conduct reconnaissance and correction and adjusting the artillery fire is the captain of armed forces of Russia, Malachevich Vasil Radionovich. Besides, Captain Malachevich was preparing the recruits in Lugansk region, and that was in the specialty drones. Another confirmation of participation of Russian Federation in the armed conflicts is conducting the inspection of the General Staff of Armed Forces of Russia. We started work on the occupied territories of Donetsk and Lugansk regions from the 15th of June. And the deputy head of the Armed Forces of Russia, Colonel General Lintsov, commander of 58th Army, Lieutenant General Gurulev arrived to Donetsk. Special attention was dedicated to inspecting the documents, the availability of ammunition and fuel and lubricants. We need to mention that the activity of this commission is conducted at the background of mobilization readiness of armed forces of Russian Federation that started on the 14th of June at the instruction of the President of Russian Federation, Putin. During the week, the Chief Reconnaissance Department noticed a big activation of military activity.
Another important events are the meetings of the communication companies and reconnaissance companies with involvement of the separate company of UMVs. Also, tactical and combat trainings are held. Thus, tank units from motorized brigades near Ganevka, Bogayovka, Hnutevka were organized. Also, the Ganevka, also the trainings on fire control of the artillery units, also training of mortar crews from the mortar battery of the mortar batteries near Stahanov. The training fire was opened on Teres training field and on Uspenka training field. Also near Krasny Luch village, the artillery training center is deployed near Blagodatne, the camp devoted to sniper trainings with the Russian officers as trainers is organized. The special risk for Ukrainian troops are the mine fields and explosive ordnance set on the occupied territories. And Russian Federation continues to use internationally prohibited counter-infantry mines. On May 17th, the anti-infantry mine near Avdiivka was used. It was downed from the UMVs. You can see it on the picture. It was produced in Russian Federation in a special explosive components plant, and the fire radius amounts to 16 meters. Besides that, near Donetsk, we have conquered the grenade. It also was produced in Russian Federation. The radius of fire is 50 meters, possible radius might be up to 50 meters. These objects were used by Russian occupation troops in Ukrainian territory. Direct participation in combat activities in the territory of Ukraine and for the crimes committed upon Kremlin's request, the Russian generals and officers received their military titles and positions. Thus, on June 11th, the Russian president had awarded higher military ranks to the following generals and servicemen of Russian forces: General Lieutenant Valery Asapov, General Lieutenant Sergei Yudin, and General Major Anatoly Ruzinsky. All of them received these high ranks for their leadership of Russian troops in Ukrainian territory. Thus, actually, once again, Russia had recognized the presence of Russian armed forces in the territory of Ukraine and confirmed their important role in military capacity of the militant troops in Ukraine. The information, all the information that you received today is posted on our website, and you can double check it. We try to keep you informed on this issue. Thank you very much. Since there are no questions, our briefing is over. Thank you.